I love riding trails, and the UK is home to many amazing mountain bike trail centres. Travel almost anywhere in the UK and you'll find purpose-built trails suitable for every level of rider, from beginners to shred-tastic gravity junkies. Most of these trail centres have modern facilities such as car parks, shops, bike wash stations, and somewhere to get a coffee and cake and celebrate an awesome day's ride. However, they aren't all sunshines and rainbows. There are a couple of things that get on my nerves, and probably yours as well. So today we're going to look at 3 of my biggest trail centre pet hates. Let's take a look. The first trail centre pet hate is a big one, and I'm sure I'm not alone in my thinking. So number 1 is people walking on the mountain bike trails. When I'm out in the countryside, riding on bridleways or cross country, walkers and mountain bikers share the path, and all users should be courteous to each other. When you're riding at a trail centre, the situation is different. Mountain bike trails have been designed to keep people on bikes away from people walking. This helps avoid accidents and ensures that everyone has fun. As we get closer to the warmer weather, it's not uncommon to be riding down a lovely piece of trail and narrowly miss someone who's wandered onto the wrong path.
Shouldn't be walking here, guys.
We bikers find this annoying because they interrupt the flow of riding, get in the way, and can be a cause of accidents and injury for both the rider and the walker. Nearly all mountain bikers will have experienced this at some point. I had a horrendous experience in Bristol earlier this year riding the Yeartis Trail, where the amount of walkers I encountered on the designated mountain bike trails made it literally unrideable for me. So how can we stop people intentionally and unintentionally walking on mountain bike trails? Well, most trail centres have signs that say something along the lines of, "This path is not for walkers." However, these signs are often small and can easily be missed by people walking and chatting. I think that clear signage needs to be displayed at all trail centre entrances, especially ones that are close to paths. These signs should say, "Not a walking path" or "Bikers only." This will cut down on any confusion and help stop people wandering onto the paths. My second trail centre pet hate is people not wearing helmets. Wearing a helmet when cycling is quite literally the minimum you can do to protect yourself. We're told this all the way from when we're kids. With this one, I know I'm preaching to the converted here and that none of you would be stupid enough to ride without a helmet, but you'd be surprised to see how many people are. I'm fully aware that the kind of people not wearing helmets are not what you'd consider as proper mountain bikers. However, their actions at trail centres can affect where we are able to ride. If trail centres keep having to call ambulances to sort out mountain bike injuries, then eventually these trails will be closed. So what can be done to stop people from not wearing helmets? Well, as I learned on a recent trip to Australia, you can be fined for not wearing a helmet when you're riding your bike. Borrowing a bike, I had to go and buy a cheap helmet so that I could ride. Now, I'm sure that this lid is not the most protective thing that I've ever worn, but needs must. And I think you'll agree it has major style points. My third and final trail centre pet hate is litter on the trails. I love the outdoors and I always enjoy my time in the woods, on the mountains or wherever I'm riding. I'm a big believer in the old adage, take only pictures, leave only footprints. Or in this case, tyre tracks. The fact of the matter is that if you brought it with you, you have the space to take it away again. It's as simple as that, and there's no excuse for dropping litter. In this day and age, I can't believe that people think it's okay to leave their rubbish lying around. Taking your rubbish home with you should be just as automatic as washing your hands after going to the toilet. Consider this old adage that applies to both of these. Don't shit where you eat. I recently made a YouTube video about how much trash I picked up from a 20-minute blue graded mountain bike route. The final amount was staggering. So, apart from the obvious aesthetic reasons for not dropping litter when you're out biking, if trail centres report that there's too much litter, landowners, national parks or whoever will not want people using the land anymore, and will have one less place to ride. So if you see people dropping litter, don't be afraid to politely tell them. Or perhaps every time we ride, we should aim to pick up at least 3 pieces of litter and put them in a bin. So these were my 3 biggest pet hates from trail centres. If we can help to avoid these, then we can keep our trails open, clean, and have as much fun on them as possible. That's why we're here after all. So what are your trail pet hates? Why don't you let me know in the comments? Other than that, go out and enjoy your ride. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.